question that I always get asked is, why are you different? And the answer is pretty simple. We are a resort with hotel services, with all the care wrapped around that anybody could possibly want for the rest of their life. Having said that, the focus is on resort hospitality. So for example, in our leisure centre, we have a commercial restaurant kitchen and our own restaurant, and we have chefs 7 days a week. We have a residence kitchen. We have a high tea, morning tea every morning. In the afternoons, our residents can go into their residence kitchen and pick up anything that was left over after that, and it's free to all of their friends. It's sort of like an extension of home is the way that we do it, and the quality of food is super high because it's really important. It's important to me, and as I get older, I've become more of a foodie day by day. So our residents are super duper foodies, and they really enjoy that side of it. But not just that. I mean, for example, when you walk into the hotel lobby, it's pretty flash. And then you go around the corner and we've got this really nice large wine cellar tucked away underground with all of these nice cabinets around the side where people can keep their Grange or whatever it is that they might have locked up so somebody else can't drink it. And a nice big 12-seat table. So you can lock yourself away down there and have a great time. And if you're a little bit wobbly afterwards, one of the team will give you a hand up the elevator and help you home. So, it's about enjoying those things. In addition to that, we've got a piano lounge. Always, I've got residents that play the piano, and I've got bucket loads of residents that like to listen. And, the dancing starts and the fun begins, and, then you wander downstairs because we've got a proper bar, and you can go down to the bar and have a drink and sit in the lounge and all those sort of add-ons to what you might do at home. So even though you've got a nice large apartment, you can enjoy a lot of larger community, lots of people type things, or we have sky gardens. We've got 9, I think it is, around the community, which are large, where I guess all the people in your street, in your little group, can go and hang out without having to hang out with everybody else and have some wine or maybe, tend the herb gardens or whatever it is you want to do. There's a whole stack of private spaces around the place. And if you want to go for a walk with, my mum's dog's name was Honey, with your Honey, you can go down to the ground floor, and the gardens are pretty nice, and there's places where you can walk. And if you want to go for a longer walk, being in Robina, there's some fantastic walks all within a close proximity. So it is more like living at a resort. I've only just scratched the surface with what those things are, and we kind of customise. We've got a couple of table tennis players that want to play. So sure, we'll have a table tennis player that we can bring out into one of the areas, and people can have a table tennis tournament. And we've done that before. We've got our Grand Masters sports series coming up, where we've got a surfing event for 70s to 80s and 80 pluses, doing the same for cycling, doing the same for swimming, doing the same for golf. And the golf day is going to be really interesting, and the surfing day probably even more interesting. But the point is, yes, you can have amenity, but it's about engagement and getting people to embrace the balance of their life and getting involved in stuff, and we're the conduit to that.